I feel like okay. Just quick question. If y'all had to build a between Paige, Angel, and Caitlyn, like I want to bring up the three of them because they're like one of the three most notable youngest players in the game. Obviously, you got Rakia, Camilla, Cam. You have a lot. If there's somebody else, I mean, I just wanted to ask if you had to pick between one of the three to build a franchise. Is everybody picking Caitlyn, or am I?
No, I'm picking Paige.
Are you picking? Make the case for Paige, please.
That's so you know, Jambar. Wait, you ask this question every year, and I feel like
asked
it's
it about
just
Angel, and he flip flopped. He flip
it's
flopped. At
so
first, he said
like you
Angel.
asked
At
this
first, he said
question
Angel.
just to trigger me to make me look like a flip flopper. But go ahead, Justice. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I've been a big kind of Paige fan for you know, when it comes down to it. I mean, we're building a franchise too. When it comes to like Paige and Caitlyn,
Want to build from inside out. I think like I would pick Dwight Howard over Derrick Rose. You know, like I think that just gets you closer to a championship. And for that reason, I would actually, of the three, start with Angel Reese. I think she's the worst of the three players, but just having an interior presence just gets you closer on a game that is not in the air. This is a game that's on the ground. This is a game that slows down to a grind in the postseason even more. And if you just look at like who are the three best players in the league last year, the four best players in the league last year,
Bigs.
you got Asia, you've got
Jonquel.
Nafisa, you've got you have
Stewie.
Jonquel, you have Stewie, you have Alyssa Thomas. Like inside
Big.
players will always get you closer to a championship than outside players. That's just the way. That's how it works in the NBA
sure.
also. And from a roster building standpoint, just philosophically, I would pick Angel Reese, even though she's the worst of three players.
do you think that the WNBA, as of these recent incoming classes, is shifting more guard heavy though?
Yes.
That's a
I think we
great
are.
question. I think
Yes.
so, but not enough to influence how I would start a team. But yes, it is. It
Because
definitely is.
eventually, if you keep adding in guards, eventually it's going to shift. You know, as in,
I was gonna say it's gonna make the bigs more valuable.
yeah, the top dogs eventually are going to be all guards.
You think?
I mean, like I'm just saying from like a mathematical standpoint.
Oh,
If
okay.
the next 6 upcoming classes, you know, that
Guards.
if we're going heavy guards, every lottery pick is heavy guards, and you know we're not feeding in, you know, bigs that look like Asia Wilson and Nafisa Collier and things of that nature. I think there could be a shift in to who is the most dominant in the league right now. Yes, it's the fours run the league. The 4s and 5s run the WNBA.
I think you're right. I think you're right, Justice. But what'll probably happen will probably be taller people or bigs that play more on the perimeter, kind of like a Stewie. Like it'll be, and then I think it'll be a lot more like switch heavy, like how the men's game is kind of becoming. Like I think it's gonna invert itself more like that, as opposed
more
to like
players.
yeah, more as opposed to like Citron or like one not Citron.
Serena Sundell's like what 6'6", like a 6'2" point guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think size is going to become like
Cheyenne Sellers is up there too.
Yeah, what is it? Whose roster? Someone's roster doesn't have. Oh, UConn's roster doesn't have anybody under what 6 foot on their upcoming roster.
That's what I was telling Jordan. It's only going to get bigger and bigger. The women are going to get just. That's bigger. What I'm saying. Like, it's soon. It's soon enough. You're going to see 6'4" point guards like normal.
I'll probably out of the three, Paige, Angel Reese, and Caitlin Clark. I think I'll go Caitlin Clark just because, you know, we saw Jordan pick Angel, Justice pick Paige. So I'm gonna go Caitlin Clark. I think that, you know, she's been able. We've seen her previously, prior to her even joining the league. We've seen her carry an offense, and now she's in the big leagues. She's gonna have way better players, especially with this specific roster that she has now. The whole roster is talented, from the point guard position to the center position, and technically, she's really the glue. Not the glue, but she's the, I guess, like the star or the stamp for this team, and I think is obviously well balanced enough. Like if she was to have an off game, I think that the team could still win because it's just so good. But I'm gonna go Caitlin Clark. We've seen her carry a team offensively. She's carried her team to the championship with the right pieces. I feel like that in the long run she could win a bunch of championships. So I'll go Caitlin Clark.
I have a question.
I'll go for it. Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Tamaria.
When it comes to Caitlin, and Paige, who do you think has the better ability to draw in the free agents that you want? Yes, because my first thing is thinking about
Great
at
question.
Iowa, right?
That is a great question.
At Iowa, it didn't make sense to me how Bluter couldn't give Kate a top 5, top 3, knowing that she is this player and she is this generational talent, and we are this way. The math wasn't mathing to me. As in, no top player wanted to come to Iowa, even if it is Iowa. That the fact that playing with Caitlin should have gotten them in the door from rip. So that was my first question: is in like, why can't she draw in the players that they need to obviously win a championship? And then we think back to Indiana. After the season that Caitlin had, I thought that they would have gotten some bigger free agents.
They got some big ones. They got some good
I mean,
people.
Yeah,
They got some big
got
ones.
two
That's what I was gonna say. Even
Yeah,
this
I was
year's,
about to say.
like when we talk about the biggest free agents, Natasha Howard wasn't at everyone's top. Like when we
No.
top 7, Natasha Howard wasn't in people's top 7, and neither was DeWanna Bonner, and neither was Sophie Cunningham. Like they have solid.
I'm not a huge fan of it. Keep going.
but those are good. But
They're
for
good
what
pieces. There's
good
a
pieces.
difference.
They're good pieces.
really good pieces to the
They're
point where
great
we
pieces
could
who know their
perceive
role.
them winning a championship.
That's true.
100%. They're
That's
good
how
pieces,
big of pieces they are.
Yeah.
good
She
pieces
basically
who know their role
who did
versus
you want
the
them to
top
get,
free
I
agents
guess?
that were available.
That's what
Like,
that was what I was gonna ask, Justice. So who were you thinking that they were trying to get or should have gotten?
I mean, didn't
Like Satu would probably be an answer, honestly, Jordan.
yeah, Satu said up front she didn't want to go to Indiana. I was saying Satu said up front she didn't want to go to Indiana. AT, Kelsey Plum, like the biggest. I'm talking about those. When I said the biggest free, those were the names I was thinking. Now, did those free agents fit into their system? Maybe we didn't want them and we didn't go after them. I think Indiana had a specific plan about what they were trying to accomplish. But I just felt as if they would have, because of Caitlin, had people banging down the door to get to Indiana, regardless of kind of the external factors, whatever the case may be. And so that's another conversation when you talk about building around who's going to be the easier draw.
So I guess, and now I'll go back to it. So before I even answer, so why do you think if you do think that there is an issue, why do you think that there is an issue?
I don't think there is. You tell me. I don't know if there's an issue.
I don't either. That's what I'm asking. I can only pick your brain on this one, for.
No. And that was the question I'm posing, as in, why don't they want to? Why aren't people banging out the door to come play with Caitlin Clark?
But
I was surprised DeWanna DB ended up there. DB ended up there.
Her kids are close too, so like they were like an hour away.
But wasn't Alyssa in a trade, KP in a trade, and also Satu in a trade?
Satu was in a sign and trade.
I think
Satu was in a sign and trade.
They were. Most of them were cord.
Okay.
Yeah, Satu picked where she wanted to play at. Yeah.
They all did have and that's the thing too.
Yeah.
Everyone had a pick of where they wanted to go.
But I also think that there's something we'll have to see somewhat in the long run. It's still too early in their career, but the fact that Caitlin Clark done already been,
I don't, in year 2, yeah.
Literally, like DeWanna Bonner, like
I wasn't expecting that at all.
Didn't Sydney Colson get traded, or was she a free agent?
She a free agent.
Like Sydney Colson, her leaving the Las Vegas Aces, ain't gonna lie, as an Aces fan, it shocked the mess out of me. And for her to pick the Indiana Fever, I was like, oh, I can't be mad at you, because it's like Indiana, they got the bar is really high because the people they were able to pick up this offseason. I think a big part of that was because of Caitlin Clark.
And I think just to add, I mean, if I had to build between the three, it would be, honestly, it'd be right now, and I hate saying this because I love Paige too, it'd either be between Angel or Caitlin. I'm like split on this one because defensively, Angel can do so much, and it probably is easier to build a team around a big, like Jordan said. But to Maria's point, which is kind of where I agree with, for me, it's like, if you just get 3 or 4 shooters around her, you already know what she can do, and that's with marginal talent. If you get her even just a fraction of someone better around her, I think it'd be easier for her to win and quickly, because you already seen it what she does. She's able to move the needle really quick. But just with the free agents that they brought, I think that they brought in players that wouldn't slow down from the core development of their big 3. So you're not going to have anyone that's going to step on the toes of Caitlin, anyone that's going to take shots away from Aaliyah, anyone that's going to take shots away from Kelsey. And these are like veterans that are like, can just boom, plug and play. I think that will shift, though, to your point, because I understand what you're saying, Justice, because I think it too sometimes too. I think that will shift as Caitlin gets older, and you're going to have younger players who may or may not have resentment towards her. and they'll want to see her win and they'll want to go and compete with her. Versus, like, I think veterans I mean, and I don't know why, and it is what it is. Like, I think to your point as well, I think not that people gravitate more towards Paige, but she just seems like she's less.
They little sis Paige.
Yes. There's less disdain, it seems like, for Paige than it is for Caitlyn. For whatever reason, I don't know what the reason is because they're both awesome.
I mean,
but it just seems like they're just little sis Paige, exactly. But I hope Paige sheds that too and starts frying them. I hope she comes out with the same type of energy Caitlyn had. I don't want her to just be like, "Oh, I'm embraced." Like, no, you need to go at them too. You need to go at them.
Yeah, for sure.